How did my stupid note in New York City go viral? You know what I mean? Let's talk about it. First of all, I want to catch you up a little bit. You know what I mean? There was the last night in New York City, me and my boy Kevin, you know what I mean? We were getting after, having a couple of drinks, you know. We went and did all the stuff, you know. Then we're having some drinks. And I was like, I want to make sure I don't forget to leave the cleaning people some money, because they took care of us all week. They were nice ladies, you know what I mean? They got us towels, they got all the stuff. We went off on little trips every day, you know what I mean, in New York City, doing all the stuff that we were doing. And we come back, boom, beautiful clean room, you know what I mean? They didn't steal nothing, you know what I mean, which is nice. 'Cause I'm not saying that the cleaning people are thieves, you know what I mean, but you hear the stories on TikTok or whatever. They were just good people, you know what I mean? So I gave them $20. So I made the post, I posted it. It was funny on TikTok or Twitter. It had like 1 million views, right? Which is fine. It was kind of weird because I was like, all the stuff I did in New York City, this is the one. This is the post that does something, you know what I mean? But it was cool. But then all of a sudden people started using it and like changing the caption. And the reason I shared it, because someone said that there was, you know, I work at New York City, you know, I'll put it right here. But it said I work at a New York City hotel, and I got this note, I got $20 tip, but there was 5 bags of aluminum cans, like all this like extra stuff and stuff. And I was like, dude, that ain't true. First of all, I don't care that they took the picture and did that, because like it's not content. It's a note I wrote, you know what I mean? It's not like some, you know, I'm not acting like it's some royalty type of content. It's a stupid thing I did. My problem it wasn't even a problem, is that it was to show people that every piece of content you see, whether it be a TikTok, YouTube, Facebook, whatever, it's a video. It could be a serious video. It could be a cop, you know, doing some type of situation. And then it's just like a clip, and just with a caption. And as soon as you read the caption, your brain is telling you like what it is. And it's not always the case. So that was just more of like an example to show. But then like there's a whole bunch of them that are doing the same thing. And it's ChatGPT. People should be smarter to know that when you see ChatGPT. And this big, long list with this picture. If that was true, they would have taken a picture of the whole hotel room. You know what I mean? And you would get charged. If you don't just leave a tip like the way that they were talking about. Like, that thing was trashed. But that was not the case. You know what I mean? And I didn't want people to think that that's what I do at hotel rooms. First of all, we're talking about 5 bags. So we were in New York City. We weren't hanging out in the hotel room the whole time. You know, we were in the hotel room. We woke up in the morning, like 9, whatever it was. We were outie. We were showering, boom, out the door. And we were traveling, you know, going all over New York City, hitting the subways, looking at all the stuff. People who follow me know, like, what I was doing. There wasn't time to drink 5 garbage bags full. You know, usually I had a couple of drinks like, along the way, because, you know, we ain't anybody driving up in New York, you know what I mean? So, and my friend, who's Kevin Moans, shout out, you know what I mean? He doesn't drink much, you know what I mean? I kind of have a bad influence on him. We got after a little bit. And when I say we got after, because someone was like, oh, bragging about getting after it in New York City hotel, that's not it's not bragging. And when I say getting after, I mean, we're having a good time, you know what I mean? But we weren't sitting there slanging 3 cases a night or something like that, you know what I mean? We were having a couple of drinks before we went to bed. I mean, when I say a couple, I mean like 8, you know what I mean? 8, 9, I don't know how many we were. Yeah, probably 16, I don't know. But it wasn't like a bender, you know what I mean? Anyways, I did that. I just wanted to tell the actual story with that, and I don't care that someone took the picture. That's not a thing. It's just I don't want people to think that was me, because a lot of people are, you know, tagging me and whatever. And at first, people were like, "Why would you leave a hotel room like that?" I'm like, "Oh man, this. How do you not know about social media and people just making stuff?" That's the real lesson here. Is that when you see a post on social media with a picture and some words, or a video and a caption on the screen, whether it be TikTok or whatever it is, just understand that, don't believe it 100%. Think about it. Is this real? Could this be something else? You know what I mean? Especially if it's a serious topic. This is not serious, right? It's a funny post. And actually, their post I thought was funny. There are a lot of comments on it were funny. I just wanted to clear the air a little bit. I don't really care overly too much. And especially now, I just got on work. I was going to make a video last night, but didn't feel like it. So that's when it all kind of went down. And now I see a bunch of other pages doing it. That's what pages do, especially on Facebook. They take an image and they just make their own little story. I should do that, you know what I mean? I'm at 105,000 followers on Facebook. I bet if I started doing that type of stuff, I could probably, blow up, you know what I mean? I'll just take like a picture of like a crashed car, and I'll be like, yesterday I was driving by, this car tried to kill me and then crashed into a barrier. I'm lucky to be alive. The guy got out and ran. And then we're like, oh my God, are you okay? I'm so glad you're okay. You know what I mean? That's just kind of how it is. I don't know where I'm going with this. But just don't believe everything you see. You know what I mean? Also, Packers play Sunday. We're going to be doing that live watch party. Packers versus the Minnesota Vikings. You know what I mean? I'm trying to do more long form content. I'm not like this, just blabbering. Some of it will be. But I have ideas to make good long-form content because I feel like that's what people want, you know what I mean? And besides YouTube, maybe not anywhere else. But I want to start doing some more of that, so we're going to have some good times, you know what I mean? I think about, going around Green Bay, who has the best macaroni and cheese in Green Bay, you know what I mean? We don't know, but to find out, you know what I mean? And, look at that eye. That thing is really getting out there, you know what I mean? That thing's over here. It's like, hey, bro, ain't nobody sneaking up on me, you know what I mean? All right, and we're out of here. Make sure you subscribe. Subscribe, baby, you know what I mean?